I know a lot of you missed me last week. You were wondering, Auntie Chichi, where were you? I mean, this is a teen show. This is where, at some point, I'm going to step away for teenagers to do their thing. Yes, I meant that. Teenagers will come, host the show, and I will sit and watch them. Yes, I said that, and it's going to, start happening very soon, just like we do on radio. If you don't know, in case you don't know, Teens Time is not just a TV show, it's also on radio. Teens Time with Chichi is in 3 different states. In Lagos, in Uyo, and in Akwa Ibom, that's Uyo, and then in Abia State, in Omaha. And then, interestingly, today, I am in Uyo to hang out with my crew, the Teens Time with Chichi crew in Uyo. And then you guys have not seen anything yet. They are amazing people. They are amazing.
That's us.
If you're just joining us, if you're watching this show for the first time, this is a teen show. This is where we get to talk about everything teenagers, young adults, and also parents are not left out. We help you understand what goes through the mind of teenagers and young adults and help you navigate this, this season of parenting them, and you think like something is wrong. No, nothing is wrong. When you understand them, I think it will be a lot more easier for you. My name is Auntie Chichi. Sit tight, don't go nowhere. Welcome back. This is still Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi, and like I told you, I am in UYO City, Uyo City, where I'm hanging out with my crew, the radio crew. Like I told you, before we started the show, I said Teens Time is not just a TV show, it's also on radio. It's in Lagos on radio, Inspiration FM Lagos, is in Abia State and is in Uyo, and is hosted live by teenagers. And that was what happened last week. That was why I disappeared for a while, just so that you would allow, I will allow teenagers do their thing. And today I came here to hang out with them. Like I said, beginning of the year, I said I'm going to be going to different states to meet teenagers and explore, understand the things that we are dealing with as teenagers in our local communities. And I'm starting with my crew in Uyo. So tell me, how has it been hosting the radio show?
Wow. It's been a challenge, honestly.
Really?
That's what I would describe it as. It's such a new terrain for a lot of us because, for example, like me, in my secondary school, I was doing radio, but it was recorded. Now this whole live thing with an actual radio station, like they actually, it's a regular thing. Every Saturday you have to be there, you have to be present, you have to be ready.
And you have to make sense.
Yeah.
Because you're talking to live people.
You have to be ready, so everything you say must be on point per time. So it's very
interesting. I would even say that the challenge for me is like the NBC stuff, the radio broadcasting. You have to know the rules, and you don't have to say like some certain bad things like on air.
Not even necessarily bad things.
Yeah, exactly. But you just have to be careful of the words
that you use.
And you learned that there are some words that are time bound that you don't have to say at a particular time. So I think that's my own challenge for me.
Okay, for me, I would say it's been really interesting. I'm someone that I call myself a media personality, so I love anything media. And
you are studying law?
Yes.
Wow.
So being on the radio, it was a whole learning experience for me because we constantly learn. Our producer constantly pushes us to do better. She keeps pushing us. She doesn't take anything less than great.
Than what is exactly.
So you have to keep on working on yourself and just giving out your best. Yeah.
Miriam.
Yeah, to me it's been amazing. Because being on the show, I wouldn't say it's challenging because being on the show, but being on the radio station every Saturday, though I know I haven't been around, but I've really learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I think my IQ has really increased.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
There's a person that is always relaxed, but you have to prepare to be on air on Saturday, so my brain needs to be on point.
Yeah,
I need to get everything.
Fantastic.
Well, my first time of hearing the show was on the road, and I was so amazed because I heard Ella's voice. I'm like, if Ella is doing this, why can't I do this for my sake? And I found out immediately after the show, and she told me, well, you can come. And my first time on the show was very amazing. I felt this ease because normally in secondary school we used to have news and speech every Friday, so it was a normal thing to read on stage for everybody to listen to, but coming to do it on radio for a whole number of people that you've never seen before or you will never come across, it's a whole different feeling entirely. I'm like,
so it's okay. Go ahead.
You know, well, for me that likes talking and Kanki too, we study mass comm, so talking might not really be the problem.
Yeah.
But and it has been an amazing journey so far. But the things that we get to learn has actually been good. The fact that we have to prep before show, it makes you know, up there and above your peers.
And what is really, really beautiful is how I've come to learn connecting with the audience and how important that is. You know, normally I'll just come, say my thing, and I bounce. Yeah. But now, you know, we've all learned, honestly, to cater whatever message we have to the audience. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
I mean, I'm glad to hear this, you know, because it's one thing for people to get opportunity to do something, and they don't understand what they are doing. They said when purpose of something is not known, abuse it is inevitable. If you don't understand that I'm doing this not just for myself, a lot of people have gotten this opportunity in time past, and they felt like this is a way of me shining and promoting myself. And you know, because I wanted to hear that, I wanted to hear, okay, I wanted to be a star, I wanted to be on radio, I wanted to, but I'm hearing this is a learning opportunity for me. This is blowing my mind. I'm really inspired. You know why I use that word inspired? Because I feel like this is the right thing, because this platform, Teens Time, over the years, both on TV and on radio, has been, you know, for me, it's an opportunity to give teenagers the platform to do their thing and grow along the line. You know, so if learning is the priority, growing is natural.
Yes,
definitely. It's natural because you're going to grow. The popularity definitely is there. People will get you go outside. I mean, she knows some of the crew in Lagos have gotten opportunity just because people hear their voices on radio and they say, I know this voice. They go out, they speak somewhere, say, I know this voice. They mention their name, we need a glam, because they have been doing it for so long. So if it's for the fame, it's going to come. You know, but the learning thing is what I'm glad that you guys are taking in cognizance that this is very vital for us. So let's talk about some of the topics that you guys have discussed on the show that really, like, you know, got you, like.
The topic that has really been like in my head is the one we had. I think that was last year. That was July, and it was social media life. While on the show, Emma mentioned that social media is just like your CV.
Absolutely.
Because there are some companies you go to and then they will ask for your social media handle, and then they will go through your
Not some, all the companies. If you go, yes, social media. If you go for interview, embassies, especially US embassy, before you get there, they're asking you when you are filling the form to put in your social media handle. They're going to check you out.
Okay, that's it. So ever since then, I've been so particular about what I post on social media. I don't just do anything. Even the chats that I'm chatting with people, I'm just so particular about it so that anything doesn't go wrong, because if it doesn't affect you today, it's going to affect
Definitely, yes.
Secondly, the second topic is New Year's resolution.
When did you laugh?
The New Year's resolution. I think yesterday I was talking to someone and I asked the person, what's your New Year's resolution? He said, I don't go well with that thing.
Wow.
I just see it as, I just allow my life to be like that. But ever since we introduced the topic, my mind has been, let me say, in my everyday life, I'm thinking about my New Year's resolution.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking about the things I want to achieve before the year runs out. And I am
intentional, I think that's a word.
Yes, I am intentional about them, like making plans on how I'm going to achieve them. Because whilst we were talking, we discovered that if you don't make a resolution, you will see yourself as a failure.
Yes.
Because you turn around and you see your peers achieving something and you don't have anything to
achieve.
I felt that last year. I was like, we are learning.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of us have been there.
I'm still feeling it this year.
Yes.
So the topic has really, really motivated me to go into something that I really, really love and to be intentional about.
Fantastic. You said something that people say, I mean, I'm not into that, I just leave. When I hear this song, whatever will be, I hate that song with passion because there's nothing that will be.
Nothing's guaranteed. Like
you have to plan your life. I always tell myself that I am the Michelangelo of my life. I'm the architect of my life. If I draw this is what I want, beginning from January, that this is what I want to see in January, February, and I'm intentional and I put words, action into my words, I will make sure that they happen. And that's life.
I actually see that figure in my dad because my dad is so very careful. Once he wakes up in the morning, he picks his diary and he will list a list of things he wants to do. Once he goes out and comes back at night, he will come back and be like, Daniel, come and sit down. This is what I did today. He will tick, I did this, I did that.
And how is his life? He's successful.
It's very good, yes. And he actually does it with our education. So he arranges like, this is how it's going to be. This is what
fantastic.
It's supposed to.
Fantastic.
Not like he defines the course for you, but he tells you that fine, at this level you're supposed to do this.
Fantastic.
So it's actually very good because it helps you to see the future, like
absolutely
how it's going to.
Yes.
It's like follow this laid out plan. So New Year resolutions have been very important to me because of the image my dad shows.
Fantastic.
Because it makes life look like it has to be ordered. He likes that order. He likes that sequence, like following it step by step. And definitely, if you have any issue, you definitely know how to fall back to where the issue was and correct.
Fantastic.
All right, for me last year, wow. When we started the show last year, one of the topics that really struck me was when we talked about broken families.
Yeah, that's what's in my mind. Like when we had to feature Tari.
That show was excellent. Even
tell me about it because the way you guys are.
At the end of it, I felt like crying.
I'm telling you,
it was.
I feel like every
the broken family. What was the topic?
Effect of broken home on teenagers.
Wow. Wow.
I mean,
it
was so raw. Everybody was coming out to just say their mind. And the fact that we had a guest and then Rob, which is also a team member, actually has an experience with that topic. It was, I just everything just went seamlessly. Like just,
the whole thing was just calm. We were just listening. Even our producer at the end of the show said, "I enjoyed my time." Like that was one topic we did that
I held very close to my heart.
You know that I feel like a lot of the topics we've treated on family and stuff, they always hit. Like
we talked about family bonding. After
we talked about and funnily enough, that leads to where my own favorite topic for last year. It was family conflict. And then when we tried to do that whole thing, family bonding too, and how we're trying to establish how to bridge the gap between parents and teenagers. Now, for me, I grew up in a home where it wasn't hard for us to have that bonding with our families, but that particular topic it opened my eyes to see how it's not necessarily the case for everybody.
Yes.
Like when you look at it, how many of your friends do you know, or maybe even yourself, like that have like proper healthy relationships with their parents? Yeah, that was great. And then the other topic though that I really liked was when we talked about school and side hustles. That was
school is calm.
Okay.
When we talked about that, that really, I feel like that episode really helped me.
So is school scam?
No, I don't. Everybody has their thing.
You think it's scam?
No, I don't.
That show was a debate. Yes. We were four, right? Two had to like support school and two had to like take the side.
So who won?
Nobody won. We settled amicably.
We came into
it was like everyone should find their thing, but I feel like honestly, even in the rehearsal, it wasn't even at the point where we were broadcasting that made me realize this. It was during rehearsals when we talked and we came to the conclusion that honestly, you cannot feed both of them. You can't say I'm going to have a first class and I'm going to be rich. Or like you can't say I'm going to pour my everything into these two things. No, you can't feed two things at the same time. Like
but I think I've seen someone who did very well in school.
Yeah, you can
still, very successful.
Yeah, you can do very well.
Not at the same time.
Exactly. At the same time.
Not at the same time.
You can get a first class and still you have a business that is
well. Exactly. Something has to give.
Yeah, well, I have someone I interviewed one time. He didn't have money to go to school, so he actually went to school much later in life. I think he graduated at 29 or so. And he was teaching. He was teaching and doing lessons for people, and he made a first class.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So I want to believe. So when I asked him, I said, I mean, we have this idea that you can't really achieve both, and he said, well, it's you making that decision. Yeah, and he also went to school late. So by the time he was already going to school, he was like, I mean, these are kids in class with me. I have to beat their asses, like beat them hands down. And so it was a decision that he took from year one. And he followed through, so for him, working hard, training, just, teaching people, in school, just for him to be able to pay his fees, motivated him to say, I can't be less, So for me, let me also go with that. I clearly believe that education is not scam. Yeah. Education opens the doors. And education is just not what happens at, within the four walls of the university. Exactly. Education is beyond the university. If you are given, just like you guys are talking about learning, there are so many teenagers who will decide to stay at home and watch home videos. There are teenagers that will decide to go and look for one frivolities and do. And instead of doing what you guys are doing, because I know I don't have this time. But you guys are learning. And believe me, the things you have learned at this stage of your life, it may not even yield seed now. By the time it's going to yield seed, people will be wondering, where are you guys coming from? You don't belong here. But they don't know you have already learned so much that has put you ahead of your mates. That's education. That was why when I was fascinated by you guys saying, I'm learning. That's education. Do you understand? So see it as that you are learning. Be it in the university or outside of the university, but education is key, and is king. I call it king. Education is king and is key. Okay.
So my own favorite topic was ask question and answer with Auntie Chichi, and it was held by me and Rob. So there are different kind of circumstances or situations where teenagers are faced with that they can't ask their friends or they can't ask their parents because they feel that when you ask people closer,
they're gonna judge you.
Yeah. So we had we created this platform where people could send anonymous messages. And then we read them on air.
We should do that again.
Yeah.
Like we should.
I had fun.
And Chichi had to answer these questions. Like teenagers came out, they asked different questions about sex, about relationship with their parents, about school life, about them body image and different. It was so amazing that we didn't want to go. That was one topic that I really, really enjoyed.
We should do that again, guys.
Yes, I think we have to do that.
My favorite topic was the first topic I heard. That was family bonding because amongst my classmates, I don't know, my parents put this. I don't know, I will say annoying because sometimes it gets too much. Like they make yourself look so appeasing. Sometimes it makes most of my classmates feel bad because I have two classmates that have separate parents that their parents are no longer together because of one
broken home.
So he actually finds it very hard to like women because of the image his mom showed his dad while they will sit together, and actually told him to talk to my mom because my mom and my dad have been together for I don't know how long, but I know it's very long because my dad is old. For all my life, because I've never seen people love like my parents.
Wow.
Sorry to say, but honestly, I haven't.
No, but that's amazing. You don't need to be sorry. That's amazing.
They make us at home feel so comfortable. My parents have 9 children. I'm the 8th actually. And
you are joking.
Are you serious?
Exactly. I'll show my mom's picture after. My mom is 50 years and she's still very hot.
Oh my God.
They make
9 children.
Together, they make the home feel like we're still. They make it feel comfortable. Like imagine my mom talking to my sister about the first time she had sex with my dad. Wow. And my sister was also able to open up to my mom. Exactly. So I actually want to feel I should copy that because that bond is very strong. Even if my sisters are married and out of the house, even if they come back, they still feel like
Exactly.
Family bond is one important thing that will give the children good self-esteem because nothing better than that will be able to come back and tell
Absolutely.
That was the favorite, one of the best of.
Okay, when we come back, we are going to continue with this conversation. We need to go on a short break. My name is Auntie Chichi. Sit tight, don't go nowhere. Welcome back. This is still Teens Time. My name is Auntie Chichi, and like I told you, I'm in New York, and I'm hanging out with my teenagers.
time with
yes, exactly. You know, the Uyo crew, like I said earlier, we have Teens Time on radio in 3 different states, in Lagos, in Abia, and in Akwa Ibom. And then, yes, Uyo. And then today, I'm in Uyo, visiting my crew, my squad. I call them my radio squad. They are my tribe. So we are catching up. I just wanted to catch up on TV, you know, the topics that they have discussed, and so far that really had a personal thing for them. And that's, you know, I think that was where we had it. I want to ask you guys, what are the peculiar issues that you guys have seen, you know, because of course you guys are more like the leaders amongst other teenagers around you, because of, you know, with the benefit of what you are doing, being on radio, being on air, and being able to, you know, always research and come on air and talk about some of these topics. What are the things that have stood out for you to say that, okay, these are the prevalent issues that we see in this vicinity?
Okay, for me, living in Lagos and now coming to a different environment, which is I found
because you're schooling here.
Yeah, I'm schooling here currently. So it was, both environment was so different, and I'm looking at the youth here. I just felt like they are so complacent, like they're just so relaxed. Like there's no drive, there's no passion. You know, the average youth is comfortable just where they are. Yeah, with the current situation, they don't have this energy or
the push.
The push. They don't have it to do more, to just see beyond their immediate surroundings. So it's always it got to me because I don't like being too comfortable where I am. I like something to push me. So because in Lagos the whole environment is different.
This is Lagos. That's when you enter you say this is Lagos.
Being on the radio show, sometimes when I tell people I'm on radio show, like how come? How did you?
Yes, I used to get that.
Which connection did you get? Like there's no connection. It's just looking out for opportunities and just
absolutely.
And, you know, when they are not, even create your own opportunities. You know, don't always wait for maybe someone to come and pick you up from where you are. Always strive.
You know what's really, really interesting though is that when you asked the question, I was thinking, what is the what do I know? But Ella, you know that I grew up in Akwa Ibom my whole life. I've been places but never anywhere too permanent or something. I never noticed this thing until like you just said it like right now. And truthfully, honestly, a lot of people in Akwa Ibom, I didn't grow up in Eket, I grew up in Uyu. I didn't grow up in Uyu, I grew up in Eket. So I'm just realizing now that honestly, there's a certain level of life here, like standard. If you're not this age, people don't expect you to be doing things like this. That's why, like when I went home recently, and I started making scrunchies to sell, my father was so excited. It was abnormal.
Wow.
Like he was so happy, honestly. He hugged me. He was like, oh. Wow. And
because it's so unusual.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it was until I came to this university, honestly. I mean, my secondary school, they tried to push us, but people don't expect much from themselves.
You. Okay.
Teenagers don't expect much from themselves.
So is it from home? Is it from home or from the environment?
I think from the environment generally. Like you grow up, this is something that is so important. You will grow up in places that, like in Ekatan, we moved houses like 3 times. And you will go back to a place where you used to live and see somebody there in a place that looks exactly the same, doing the exact same thing, and somehow you're conditioning your mind. You know that when I was younger, I'm not like much younger, like maybe I was 15. I had this problem seeing women around me and seeing how all of them grew up to be working average jobs, always in church, always in the choir, and always waiting for a husband. I was so upset with it. I was like, this can never be my life. And it made me, sometimes it drove me so far that I would say, I don't even want to get married. because
it's just a routine.
Exactly. Like, what is this thing that is happening here? And I was like, if I ever end up like this, I will be so unhappy. It was until I reached that point that, because me, I didn't go out a lot. I was just like, the way I was, my siblings and I think my parents to a point too, were really homebodies. Like we really like ourselves. We like to stay inside. So it was until like I went places and saw people and on the internet definitely and met people, and I was like,
There's more.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to end up like, come on, like, is this all we want? You just want marriage and a job, and then
there's so much more.
What impact do you want to make? Like, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it feels now like it's now realizing how much
you need
of a
to
crisis.
you need to give her a drink because she just opened. She just opened something
It's
you were
a
not thinking
crisis.
about. We need to end the show. I'm having fun, but like your final thoughts. You can end it with your own conversation.
I
Yes.
wanted to say another thing I noticed here was the high amount of teenage pregnancy. Like,
True.
young
Right
girls
in my
are just
mind.
pregnant, and when
Like,
I
how are
check
you
them,
And they just do
you're
it with
not-
ease.
Exactly. Like, you're not in school, you're hawking, you're pregnant. I look at your face, you're like me. And I'm like, it's not like that in Lagos. Is it because I stay with my parents so I don't see these things? I don't know, but it's just...
So what are you guys doing? I love, for me, I love solution. So we are a team. You are my tribe. Beyond looking at the problems, what are we going to do as a team to say we are going to try to curb this situation?
Well, for me,
One word.
I do gele. I'm a gele artist. I tie headgears for people. The first time I traveled out to Ebonyi State to do it, and people were like, what are you? You're supposed to be in school. How old are you? I told them I'm 19. They say, no, you're supposed to be in school. No, this type of business is for. I'm like, no, man, I have to have something doing. So I try as much as I can to tell people my age to try do something that
Learn a skill.
exactly, so that apart from the school and everything, you have
Something to fall back to. And you're not going to depend on men because most times it's because they don't have.
And then I feel like my own take on solutions to these problems is that you have to show them something. The people around you that cannot see, it's not that you have somebody, maybe a house help in your house, and she's doing that small Facebook on her touchlight phone. Show her something more.
Absolutely.
Show her that this is what somebody your age has done.
Exactly.
Show them
Absolutely.
like,
If you
they
show them
cannot
something,
see it.
yes, they cannot be it.
This
They cannot be it.
should be
Absolutely.
taught everywhere.
Absolutely.
School, in churches.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't just go to church and then attend where the older men are attending.
And then your dream is to be a lecturer.
Even if you're a lecturer, even if you're a lecturer, inspire them to do more and be more. So thank you guys. I mean, I said they are radio. They talk. If I leave them, we're not going to leave here. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.